Map for 2025 and beyond, brand new Phasmophobia update information out. We kind of just get like a more of stuff. So basically showing you what's going to come in the future with Phasmo. So let's look at it. Let's talk about it. So the next update is going to be called Chronicle. That's the major update that they're coming to. They're going to revamp player character as well. So the next reworks that they're doing, well, obviously Bleasdale, Grafton. There will be a brand new unreleased small map, which we'll get into here in a little bit. And then in 2026, there's Horror 2.0, which is revamping like all the ghost events, hunts, I think things like that. They're going to rework like almost all the maps. Major update, it's Chronicle, which is changing the way that you record evidence, which is going to be very good. So the way like you take pictures, you're going to be able to record videos and stuff now to go along with the sound recorder, as well as actually use the video camera for video camera stuff. So this is what the new media tab is going to look like. So it's going to have like a recording clip, which I think is really good. It's going to change the way you get evidence and record things. And I think like overall, that's a really good thing. It's going to make it fresh again. Looks like you could still delete some things. So there's going to be different things that you can record. So I guess the ghost hunting, record the ghost orbs that you find, which makes sense. Record doors moving, crucifix burning, record interactions that go on. And I guess you get money, kind of like the way you would photos. So there's going to be videos in a photo tab. Now, I don't know how I don't think they say really how it's going to be a perfect game, right? Like, this is the thing with photos, too. Because, see, you have duplicates. Now, my question is, if the ghost does a throw, is it duplicate if it's the same type of item or just the same, like, just an interaction photo? Because when you look at this, it looks like for the interaction, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just a duplicate. Hopefully you can record the disturbed salt too. Yeah, that would be pretty good. But that's the only thing that I think is kind of weird, is if they actually do the interaction, even though if it's like a different throw, it's not unique because it's just an interaction. I don't know. Again, I don't know how. They really don't go into how each of this is going to work. These are the sound sensors, of course. Scratched out on the third one. But I'm looking forward to, or that might be tier, I don't know which one it is, honestly. I'm looking forward to the changes. They don't say how a perfect game is going to be categorized, though. But I think able to record video evidence along with the sound sensors and then taking the photos, it's going to prioritize you getting more stuff, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. All right, so second major update. So there's going to be 2 major updates this year is what it seems like. I don't know if there's going to be any more, but it's going to be player character overhaul, which is much needed. Choice for players when it comes to their in-game ghost hunter, which thank you be refreshing the character models, improving animations, and adjusting the overall experience when it comes to the character. Full player customization will come in 2026, so I guess they're just improving some things before the major customization. I don't know, why not just do it together, you know? But either way, that's gonna be really good. Horror 2.0 will be the next focus apparently after that one, which of course comes more. Now, here's the part everybody wants to know. New map and map reworks. So they do say that they're going to be releasing a brand new map. They don't really say what it is, but it's a small map akin to the houses, which makes me think, I don't know. I know a lot of people mention about graveyards and stuff. Maybe it's like a small church. It says akin to the houses, so maybe it's like a chapel version thing. I know a lot of people say that. You can kind of have a graveyard attached to it, but I'm going to guess it's going to be a small map like that. So they'll share more details. There's nothing else they say about that. They do say here, for future Phasmophobia maps, keeping the size relatively small will allow us to release more maps more regularly rather than fewer larger maps. I'm all for that change because my biggest thing with the game, so many people are like, should they add more new ghosts? We need more new ghosts. I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with the number of ghosts. 24 is a lot of ghosts, especially looking at these ghost hunting games and just how little a lot of them have compared to Phasmo. I'm fine with the 24 ghosts. Give me more maps. Like, that's way more fun, in my opinion, to have way more variety with the maps. But so I do like that idea. And of course, the houses are way better. They're also finishing construction on a new location and starting to introduce a series of map reworks to the game this year. Here's the big news for everybody. We'll be releasing Bleasdale, Grafton, and they're redoing Tanglewood. They are going to be redoing Tanglewood, which will be very sad, but at the same time, exciting as well. Bleasdale will be releasing in March, though, so who knows when in March, but Bleasdale, the update for Bleasdale, will be coming out in March. Look, that looks so good. So good. I'm so excited. Bleasdale is definitely the worst of the two farmhouses, in my opinion. The attic is just a straight trash room, and the changes they're doing to it look really good, so really looking forward to that, but I don't know. It's worrisome about Tanglewood and what they're going to do. I don't know. I'm going to imagine most of it will look the same. But it goes back to what they were kind of talking about in between, right? Like Bleasdale, Farmhouse completely overhauls the map with the new look, new props, yeah, new assets, slight layout changes. So it's probably going to be... That's why I imagine it's like it's going to take the overall kind of similarness, but not quite exactly. Grafton and Tanglewood reworks were released later in 2025. They don't have any dates on that. We'll be ringing in these maps in line with their full vision for them. So complete overhauls of each map, including new assets and animations, a high level of visual detail, as well as a few layout changes. There'll still be the maps. Excuse me. There'll still be the maps you've grown to love, though. Endless investigations. Moving into 2026, we'll be reworking more of the maps and introducing new ones. Stay tuned. Let's go. So that's the big thing with the new maps. They want to revamp everything. I hope they still plan to revamp the high school. To me, that's probably not a priority for them if it ever is. But I think they're doing that because most people play the small maps more so than the others, and they want to use their own assets instead of the like Unity assets. I think that they used with it that makes it look like a lot of other games. So again, I'm all for it. It'll make it feel fresh. We shall see. But Tanglewood is going to be scary as it is the best map in the game. But yeah, I don't think they'll mess it up. Like here's the thing when it comes to the new maps, right? Like the Point Hope map itself, like you can debate, okay, 12 floors, it's a pain to haul stuff. The look of all the rooms and the items and the interactions it can do, I think are top notch. Like, I think it looks awesome. There's so many unique things the ghost can interact with. I think they want to do that to all the maps, and that's what like gets me really excited more so than anything, because the new stuff they released, even like Maple Lodge, like those campsites, really, really good. So like I have hopes that it's going to look really good, and of course Sunny Meadows is just phenomenal. So the new maps they've worked on have turned out really, really good. So I think they're all going to. But and it's going to be cool. But I think that's all that it is, that they want to get rid of the preset assets and make their game as like individual as possible. I could be speaking out my ass on that, but that just seems to be what it seems like more so than anything else. Could have done Edgefield instead too. Yeah, I would like for them to do Edgefield, because Edgefield itself, thank you so much for the follow. Eat a good bean. All right, we will. Edgefield itself, like, I'm not the biggest fan of. I think Edgefield is the worst house map, personally. Not the biggest fan of it. I do find it really interesting, though, like, the priority of Tanglewood over others. I don't know why. I guess they know that it's going to piss off a lot of people, so they just want to go ahead and do it. That's my thought. So, okay, let's look at the rest of this. Seasonal events. This is a big thing, and it's probably going to be one that's going to upset a lot of people, unfortunately. They did say they were blown away by how many people did it. In 2025, they'll be implementing feedback they received. They're going to be continuing the events the same way, and they're going to be introducing their new Easter event, which will probably be the end of March, early April. So they're going to keep what they did. They're just going to do it to more maps as well, it looks like. Alongside Blood Moon Cult. So the Blood Moon will still be back. Krampus will be there, and here's what they said about the event itself. Remain the same thanks to feedback. See, which it's a good idea, but I think a lot of people hated the event, so the fact they're like, we're going to keep it the same is questionable, but they're going to say they're confident they'll make it feel fresh. Be able to earn personal rewards, which is a good one, as well as having the chance to experience the event across a wider selection of maps. So they rotate the selection on a weekly basis, which is good. That is a smart thing. They'll talk about the changes for closer to Easter. The thing with the events, right? Their events were very grindy, obviously, which they were kind of designed that way. Community-based. I like the community-based part. A lot of people hated the community-based part. I thought getting the community involved with stuff is a good idea. The problem was they were way too repetitive, I think. If you really just wanted to farm the points, you just picked a map, right? Like just Tanglewood for the like Christmas event. You would just pick Tanglewood because everything else was a pain in the ass. You didn't really get more points for it. There was no like personal reward for it. There was no other reason to. You had like a 3-week span for the event with the same maps, just 4 of them. And by the end of it, it was more frustrating because you couldn't play the maps you wanted because it had the event on it. Because the event itself was, while interesting, it just was overly repetitive. And there was no real incentive to play any of those maps. There was no real incentive to keep grinding the event, other than just for the trophy, whatever. But really, if you were doing that, you were just going for, you would just pick Tangle and keep doing that the whole time. I think the like the Halloween event, obviously you were trying to get a new reward, which was the weather, the blood moon weather. But it still fell into the same trap, right? Like just you would just pick Willow Street because Willow was small enough. You get your stuff, you go in, you go. You could get it done really, really fast. At least with the Christmas event, it more incentivized doing higher difficulties because you did get more points for it, but which was the problem with the blood moon. But was it really worth it to do that? Personally, no. I think you could get faster by setting a 0 custom if you really weren't worried about leveling up. You just wanted to get it done fast. Just set like infinite sprint, 150% player speed, go in there, get your evidence, get your stuff. Because you can get like all the evidence really fast. If you knew what you were doing, like when I was farming for the Blood Moon event for Halloween, it was like you could go in, get really, really fast, get it like all the objectives, get the stuff, get your like 10 points in like 3 minutes. You just use the mirror to find the ghost room because you could get ghost writing, spirit box, UV pretty fast. Obviously with dots and freezing you couldn't really get, but you would just trigger the hunt, get your 2 evidence, trigger the hunt, figure it out from there. Or you would get all 3 of your evidence and you'd leave. I think personal reward is good.
Awesome follow, welcome here.
Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you. I think personal rewards are going to be good if, you know, depending on what it is and whatnot. It's Linus. He's making stream debut. Don't know how big he is, but there he is. It's Linus. Our new kitty. The gist of the issues with the thing, I don't know. I'm curious how they're going to fix it. I think personal rewards is good. It gives people a reason to do it. Or you just make it different trophies for each one? Because then what's going to be the incentive to kind of do it? I don't know. Like, hopefully there's going to be good incentive for it. So, well, let me know your thoughts on the events, the maps. I'm really excited for the reworks. Losing Tanglewood's going to be sad. Well, at least not losing it, but seeing it changed. But it's gone through changes before, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. There are probably going to be a lot more unique interactions in there, which I think is good overall. I do love the changes. I'm curious to see how it's going to be a perfect game, though. Like the evidence, how you record it, like actually recording the ghost orbs, recording the interactions, recording hunts, recording all that. I think that's really cool. It's going to add like a different thing to the game.